Hey guys, so what's awesome today is I'm going to be talking about um, a follow up from yesterday's um, video from how we talked about college. For me, was a waste of my time. I didn't learn very much in college, and I remember um, going starting my business in my mom's living room, and this was back in 2002, right around the time I graduated high school, and took out a $2,500 loan. Mom helped me get some vinyl, and had the cutter shipped in from Resupply. The guy actually brought it to me from New Orleans. He brought it and set it up for me in my living room. Um, it I remember it may or may not have been around Christmas time. I remember there being a Christmas tree nearby, but you never know. We kept our Christmas tree up for a long time, almost all year. We kept our Christmas tree up, right? Most people do that, but we would almost take it down before Thanksgiving. We should have just left the Christmas tree up all year. Um, so I was going to go. I went to college, and I started to get my a business degree in college, and um, I thought that was the answer, was to get a business degree in college, and it turns out that it was just a joke for me. The College of Business, at least, did not teach me anything about business. College was miserable. The drive was terrible. The classes were boring. I remember being in my sociology class. I do remember this. So this is one thing I do remember from college, is my sociology teacher told me that you'll only retain about 2% of what you learn in college. So, and he said out of his own mouth, college doesn't teach you, right? You don't learn in college. College teaches you how to learn. And at the time I was like, wow, those are very inspiring words. College teaches you how to learn. I'm like, so can a book. So can YouTube. So can life. And so college just, oh man, I love learning. I love education. I love knowledge. I crave knowledge, really, probably too much, because I try to learn way too many things that sometimes are pointless to my business. But I love to learn. I love to learn about life. I love to learn about the world. Love to learn about conspiracy theories. So I just love to learn, but college just wasn't for me, and college is not the reason that our businesses are successful. I didn't even graduate from college on round one. I went 4.5 years, and I missed graduating by 8 points. I told that story yesterday. And so then once I missed college, I didn't graduate. It's done. We moved a couple times. Finally landed in Columbia, Mississippi, where the business came up for sale, and that's what I was showing a minute ago. We bought this business, and this was the first business that the guys who bought this business from. This was the first dollar that this business made, and this represents to me. This is hanging on my wall, and the value of this dollar for anyone is just $1, but the value of this dollar for me are many, 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 many dollars, and it represents, you can accomplish anything. It's like the old proverb: a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So that was the first dollar for me. That was the first dollar for this business. I have a dollar bill somewhere around here that has Chuck Norris wrote on it, and at the time I was crazy into, like I said, I love learning. I was into Chuck Norris jokes, so I kept that dollar bill taped to my screen for years and years. It's around here somewhere. There it is. It's hiding. It's not hiding. It's in the corner in a frame. Maybe show you that one day. My Chuck Norris joke day. So love Chuck Norris jokes. And so let's see here. So, so the plan was, we bought this business. We bought this business. It had made $1, right? And RD Graphics bought the business. It came with a broke down bucket truck, And the plan was to share office space with a guy who has since then become, this was 2008, so 11 years ago, since become a mentor of mine. And whether he knows it or not, he's spoken some very wise words into my life. He is much older than me, Anthony. We share office space. My rent was $300 a month and about $150, $200 on a bad month in electricity. So $450 a month I was in business. If I could go back today and have a $450 a month overhead, that would be crazy. That'd be awesome. At the time, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could pay these bills, but that was crazy. Those were the days of easy entry, and so that was the goal, was to share office space. We shared customers because our businesses complemented each other very well. His customers became my customers became his customers, and so it was very interesting to see us working together as two separate businesses. Most people thought I worked for him. Most people thought he was my dad. Most people thought Anthony was my dad or my granddad. Some of them thought that. But he told me something that really changed my life, and I have since told many people this, many of my friends, especially business owners and entrepreneurs who are running and owning a business. He told me something I never forgot. Almost, if it wasn't my first day, it was right on one of the first days that I was at the office. He said, Nick, if you'll just show up to work at 9 o'clock and be here until 5, if you'll just do that one thing, this business will force you to make money. Like, it will make you make money. It will cause you to make money. There's no way that you cannot make money if you just show up. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to do anything other than just show up, and people will force you to make money. If you can do that, you'll make money. And so, taking on this business at the beginning, it was very risky, and I was a young buck, and Anthony was he was kind of like Gandalf. He was so wise and had been in business at that time at least 18 years. He had done airbrushing and screen printing, and I did screen printing, and now he still does screen printing, and had just a lot of great advice. But I was the young guy who was really excited and always remodeling the office or adding he was solo. He was like Gandalf. He would solo. He was always just slow and steady, wins the race, right? And he's been very, very successful with that. And I was always trying new things, and I'm certain getting on his nerves. Sometimes he shared that with me. He shared that frustration with me, but we just began to grow. Our business began to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow from that one advice: just show up. And I was motivated to work and make money. And I remember when if I made, my goal for the week was like $300 a week to make $300. If I made $300 a week, I was living large. All right, on that business. And then it became $300 a day, and now it's like $300 an hour. And so that our goal is to make. So we work for, our business began to grow and grow and grow. We added employees, friends, and friends of friends, and then we got the opportunity, I'll share that a few days ago, to work for a large local trucking company. And then because we worked for that large local trucking company at the time, it was the biggest job that we had ever done. We got to work for the second largest transportation company in the world. So XPO, when they bought out Conway Truckload, and when we did the rebrand on their trucks, they became the second largest transportation company, logistics company in the world, second to UPS. So that was really awesome. I'll tell those stories one day. That was like 3-4 months of my life that was just, whoo, what a crazy tornado whirlwind. We were going so fast, growing so big. It was like riding a 10-speed bike with training wheels. And I was this guy pedaling really, 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 really fast. and these training wheels were barely keeping up and barely holding me on balance. It was a fun ride, but in my mind, I had achieved all these goals. I did it. We moved out of that office. We bought this office where we're at now, and we had won like big job after big job, and then buying office and real estate and remodeling houses and all these things, and we had arrived in my mind, or so I thought. And the only thing that kept growing was the stress. The only thing that kept growing was the amount of stress that we had, and the frustration of making payroll and managing employees and all these things. And our revenue was growing so fast, so crazy. We're doubling our business every year revenue wise, but the money that I was getting to keep rather, was getting smaller and smaller every year. And I was just like, this is not how this is supposed to work. I'm working more, making more, but bringing home less dollar bills. And so that's when I had to make some tough decisions, and we had to let employees go a lot slower than I should have, not because of them, but because of me. And I just realized that, looking back now, had I made a lot of decisions a lot sooner in my business, that I probably would be much further along than where I am today. However, I'm very satisfied, very happy with where we are and all the trials and things that we went through. And I realized one thing, that show up every day, and then when you do all the work, how do you keep more of it? And it's believe this or not, but it's by doing less. It's by what's up, Brandon? It's by doing less. Like, more is not more, less is more. And so I learned that in my business, is that just because I was doing more, making more money, having more employees, growing our business, getting more, acquiring more, that I was actually keeping less. And so what I realized is, over the last 2 years, is the more focused I am and the less different things that I do, the more money that I get to keep, and the more money that I get to share, and the more money that I have to help in areas and contribute in ways to our community and our church and different things. So that's just what I want to share with you today, about how our business, buying this business that made $1, and the one lesson that I learned about being in business, and our revenue, and how as we begin to as we have found the products and services that we offer, narrowed our focus, offer the products and services that we offer now, not doing everything because we can be all things to all men, but narrowing our focuses, we can actually simplify our service and serve our customers on a higher level. So we can serve those customers that do want to work with us and recognize the value of our services, and we want to provide value to them, that we can actually serve our customers on a higher level. So hope you enjoy that today. We'll be back again with more stories as I begin to get prepared for our latest project that's coming up, Business Unboxed, where I begin to unbox our business and share small pieces of our business where as we've grown over the last 17 years, and things that we've done and things that we've accomplished, the failures that we've had, we begin to unbox those and share those with the world. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed today's session. Later.